Hello and welcome. And let's go ahead and get started. I am going to share my screen with you. This is really weird for me to not be able to actually converse with you as we're going through. I will go back and check the chat occasionally to see if there are any questions that are popping up, but I will also reserve the last maybe 15, 20 minutes for questions because there's a lot to go through and I want to make sure that I'm sharing as much as I can with you. So let's get started. When you first log into your Bodygraph account, you'll be brought to either your dashboard or a feature view. I like the feature view, but I also tend to use this menu on the left-hand side more than any other than the feature view. And with Bodygraph, the heart of the system is that front door to your products and to your offers, and that is the burst submission form that you're able to put on your website. And so it looks kind of like this. This would be your burst submission form on your website. This is your front door, your open door to invite people in. And so everything that is visual with Bodygraph, whether that's the burst submission form or the charts results page with the Bodygraph and the reports, anything that's visual is going to be found in the chart design section of Bodygraph. And your account will come with some options to start from. You can use the default Bodygraph that that's within your account. And there's a few other options if you want to see what those colors look like. There's this Leo one, which is a really cool earthy tone Bodygraph. Luna, that's still earthy tone, but maybe a little bit warmer. Chloe, which is in those pastels. And if you're using quantum human design, you can also use Karen Curry Parker's Bodygraph. So there are a lot of options. We don't want you to get stuck with having to create your own branded chart to start off with. Like use what Bodygraph provides for you first to get that front door open on your website, and then you can come back later and edit this with your own custom colors and fonts. So in our chart design tool, where all of our visuals live, you have the ability to change everything, whether you like the more angular Bodygraph or maybe you like the more rounded one. Maybe you like the crystals and you want to give it a little bit more flair. There's a lot of different options as far as editing the Bodygraph. You can change the background images that are back here. Maybe you want the phases of the moon or the monk. It's all customizable. Arrows, the planets, you can give colors to just the planets, or you can color the planets and the gates. The possibilities are endless. You can also customize the human design mandala with your brand colors, the astrology chart, the burst submission form. And I want to take a moment here with the burst submission form because you want to make sure that you have this email field available because you want to give energy for energy. So you're inviting people to come to your website to pull their human design chart, and you're giving them that in exchange for their email address. So then you have your warm market that you can advertise to as you have offers that come up, or maybe you're sending a monthly newsletter and you want to stay connected with them in that aspect, or maybe you've created this new amazing report that you want to share with your people. So collecting those email addresses allows you to share these with your warm market, people who have already come to your website and who have already come through your front door. So make sure that you have this email field displayed. So you'll want to check this box that says display email field. I also like to split the first name and the last name, so it'll default to just name. I like to split the first name and the last name so that as I'm creating my email journeys, then it's going to say like, hi, Nicole, instead of hi, Nicole Hoover, so that it just feels more personable. And then I also like to display the visitor chart. So if they've come to my website before, all they have to do is select from a drop-down box. They don't have to re-enter their birth details. So I really like that feature, so I tend to enable that. And you can also remember the visitors for 14 days. As long as they don't clear their cookies on their website, then your embed will remember your visitors. And then another thing that you can do is you can add a custom field. Maybe you want to collect phone numbers, or maybe there's another important bit of information that you want to collect. You can display that custom field, and then you just type in the label for the custom field here. So maybe I'm going to collect phone numbers. Be sure that as you're making these changes, that you're clicking Save Changes so that it'll save this information. The very first time I used Bodygraph, I made a whole bunch of changes and then my computer froze and I had to restart, and I had not been clicking that Save Changes and I lost everything that I had done. So make sure periodically as you're making edits that you're saving those changes. So I am going to, I don't require phone numbers, so I'm not going to display that custom field. Okay. And then you can also edit the chart results page. So you can, this is where you can choose to include channel tooltips or center tooltips. You can adjust the background color. You can display that chart list that they can choose from. You can allow them to create a new chart directly from the chart results page. You can allow them to download a PDF, or if you don't want to offer that, you can hide it altogether. You can adjust the properties. You can display, you can choose whether you want to display the gates list or display the channel list, and it'll add those properties to the table that shows up with the chart. So you can adjust those. You can edit the colors in the report box. Another thing to make note of in the charts, in the chart design, the traditional chart design, is trying to remember exactly where it's at. You can choose to include Chiron and black moon Lilith. I just am blanking real quick on where that's at. I want to say it's in chart results page. Sorry. You don't know where something's at, just click on all the boxes until you find what you're looking for. Okay, I will remember where that's at and come back to it. I know that maybe Victoria can pop in here and remind me where that's at. Oh, it's right here in settings. Hello, I found it. So you can display the Chiron right here, and you can display the Lilith black moon. So it is on the charts result page. So that's where you determine whether you want to include that or not. So that is all things visual for Bodygraph. Now, anything that has to do with language is in chart content. And this is language as in human design language, but it's also language as in the spoken language and language as in human design language. So anywhere that you see any language on your chart results page or the birth submission form or anything like that, that's going to be in the language field or in the chart content field. So like right here where you're seeing type and you've got this little I that's open right here, it is showing the information right here in the properties box. So if you click on these three little dots for manifesting generator, then you're going to see information on high level information about manifesting generators. And you can edit that by clicking this little pencil icon. And you can either use what Bodygraph already provides, or you can put this into your own voice. You just type in what you want to change, click save, and then that's what will start being shown in that box. Now, if you want to also show things like digestion, sense, design sense in your on your chart results page, then you just make sure that this little eye with a line through it is not showing. So by default, all of this will be visible on your chart results page. And I've chosen to hit it. I've chosen to just allow people to see type, strategy, authority, definition, profile, incarnation cross. So now that I've made these changes, I can go back to my chart results page. And if I refresh it, now all of those fields will also be shown. And again, if you don't want them to show up there, then you just go to the digestion and you click on this little eye over here on the right, and that will now hide it from the chart results page. Now, if you notice, this is a question we get a lot. And if you have enabled that email field and you've enabled that checkbox for them to select that they're acknowledging that they're giving you their email address and that you're going to occasionally send them emails. If you want to change the text of that, you're going to go to burst submission form, because we're talking about language on the burst submission form. And then we're going to go to newsletter form, and we're going to click. So this is the email address, and then this is the language that's next to that checkbox. So we're just going to click on the pencil to edit that, and we're going to change the content that is in this box. And then again, don't forget to hit save, and then that'll change the content. On your chart results page, there is a little bit of text under the body graph right here where it says 2025 Nicole Hoover. That is language. So that's going to be in our chart content, and it's on the chart results page. So we're going to go over here to where it says copyright text, and we're going to edit that. And then you can change this to say whatever you want. So now I'm going to say 2025 Nicole. Actually, it's 2026. So let's change that. 2026 Nicole Hoover. And then you click save, and now that is going to show up if I hit refresh. And you can also choose to hide that altogether by just clicking this little eye right there. And any automated emails that get sent out, like when a person downloads a report or pays for a report, all of that language is right here in chart content. I'm just going to check the chat box and see if we have any questions so far on any of that. You can customize it to any language, but you'd have to, like Victoria said, you'll have to have 2 embed codes. Okay, so we are going to continue on. So we've learned where all the visuals are for Bodygraph, where the language is located. Next, we're going to talk about app integrations, because this is where you're going to be able to collect the emails of the people who are coming and pulling their human design chart from your website. And it's also where we're going to connect the payment method, so that if you're going to be setting up reports for sale, that you're able to collect payment for those. And all of that is in app integrations. So you get a GoHighLevel account with your Bodygraph account. So this, if you don't have any sort of newsletter platform set up that you're using currently, I would highly recommend just using the GoHighLevel that comes with your Bodygraph business account. And so you would first have to begin by importing that into your Bodygraph. So you start by clicking on Create New, and then you will select the app that you want to include. You would select GoHighLevel, like the Bodygraph GoHighLevel. If you have an outside GoHighLevel, you click that. And then we do have full training on all of this within the Help Center, so I'm not going to go into this in high detail, but let's just say we're going to connect ConvertKit. So you select that, hit save, and then it'll give you a field to start entering information in. If you get here and you're like, I don't know what to do, you just click on need help filling out these fields, and it'll bring you to the Help Center to help you connect Kit to your Bodygraph. So There are step-by-step tips there, and if you run into any problems, you can always click on this chat bubble down here and get connected with support chat, or you can always email support@bodygraph.com, and there's always someone, it always reaches a live person, and they're available Monday through Friday, and they'll respond as quickly as they can. So this is where you connect your newsletter apps, and then again, your payment apps. So same thing with payment method. Stripe and PayPal are the two most prominent ones that we use with Bodygraph. I've connected both. My preference is Stripe only because you can add discount codes with Stripe, which I haven't been able to do with PayPal. They may be offering that now. I have not checked recently. So again, you just select, click save, and you can access help right from within this field if you need additional help. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about the reading reports section. So the reading reports is where you can access the free reading reports that come with your Bodygraph business account. For now, I'm just going to quickly touch on the PDF download, because after I touch on all of these sections, then I'm going to go back and show you how to connect everything to the Embed Chart tool. And then I'm going to come back to reading reports and talk about them a little bit more in depth. So in your reading reports tool section, this is where you have your business brand kit. So if you click on this right here, you're able to add your brand colors. So you can add your logo, you can add your brand colors, the three most prominent fonts that you're going to use for your headings, your subheadings, and your body text. You can include any graphics that you use regularly. These SVG files allow you to edit the colors within the Bodygraph report. And then you can upload any photos that you use regularly. And then this will show up in the reading reports tool, no matter which reading report you're working in. Now, when you send someone to your website and they've entered in their chart details and they've got their design pulled up and now they want to download a copy of this human design chart, you need to connect this button to something to download. And where you find what to connect there is in your reading reports tool. And you'll have in your account when you first start up this PDF download HD traditional. So what this gives you is something that you can connect to that button right now, whereas if someone puts in their birth details, then it's going to show them their birth details. So it'll show their human design chart, their type, strategy, authority, all of their information. So you can, rather than having to take the time to create one that's fully in your brand colors, you can use the one that's provided by Bodygraph, maybe just change out, delete the logo, put your own logo in here, attach your website right here, and connect it with a hyperlink by selecting it, clicking on this chain, and then pasting your hyperlink in there. And then this is fully ready to connect to your embed code. If you want to create your own, like this is one that I've created with brand colors, with my logo, website. What I like to do to my download page is add an About Me page where it gives them a little bit of information about me as a human design coach, guide, reader, whatever it is. And then you can also include links right here to book a one-on-one session with you, or maybe to explore your reports. And so within the PDF, if you attach a link here, they're going to click on this and be brought directly to your booking page or brought directly to your reports page. And there are templates available over here on the left. You can select an About Me template so you don't have to start from scratch. So I highly recommend that. So we've come and we've created our chart design, and we've selected the language that we're going to be used, whether that's spoken language or human design language. And I do want to touch on one more thing in language for those who are not native English speakers and maybe they're using a different language. If you're going to be using it, actually, I'm going to go into, because some of them may not have all of the fields converted into like Chinese. Like right here, we have incarnation cross that's not in Chinese. If you click on that and then click edit up here in the button, then you're able to change this into your language. So whatever language you're using, I would come into the HD traditional information and see if all of these are in your language and if any of them need to be translated. Same with like the report widget, it'll show you how things are being shown. So you might want to update those into your language. Okay, so we've got our chart design, we've added our content, we've connected our payment app and our newsletter app, we've selected the PDF download that we want to add to so that clients can download a copy of their human design chart. Now we're ready to put this into our website. So if you already have your own website, and even if you're going to be using Bodygraph's website, I recommend going into this embed chart, and this is where we're going to connect all of the dots. So we'll just start with, I'm going to use the website one because that's the one that's connected to my demo here. So first we're gonna point to content. What language are we speaking? Well, I'm using English, so I'm going to select English. And now we decide which chart design we're going to use. So we're going to pretend like I haven't created my own custom design one yet, and we're just going to use the default Bodygraph design for now. I'm using GoHighLevel, so I've connected GoHighLevel for my newsletter app. And now this is where we point to what we're going to download when they click on that button, what chart they're going to be able to download. So I've connected the PDF download Human Design Traditional. And let's say like we don't have any reading reports prepared yet. So all we're doing right now is we just want to get that code embedded onto our website so that people can start pulling their human design charts from our website. So now that we have all of that created, now we just have to copy this embed code and paste it onto our website. And in the training, the step-by-step training, we will show you how to connect this to your specific website. I'm not going to go into those details right now, but it'll show for the most popular websites how to embed this form directly onto your website. You just have to decide where you want it, create add the block that can take the embed code and copy it and paste it to your website. So we have all of this connected. Now we can go to our website, and if someone goes to create chart, then they're going to see this this burst submission form. And this is the default one that comes with your Bodygraph account. So now I can select my name, and here we go. Now it's showing the default. I had added this man to it. Say like I don't like that. Like I see this on my website and I don't like that now. I'm going to go back to my chart design, and I'm working with the default, and I'm going to go to the background image, and I'm just not going to have anything there. Now remember, you got to click Save Changes in order for it to show up. Now if I go back to my website and I refresh that page, it's going to reflect that change that I just made, and I don't have to go back and re-embed this on my website. Now, if you notice, I have the chart details below the chart, and maybe I want it to show up next to it. So now I'm going to go back to my design tool, and I'm going to go to my chart results page, and in my settings, property box, I want it to show up next to my chart instead of below my chart. So now it's going to show up next to it. Again, I want to click Save in order for it to save my changes. And now I go back to my website and I hit refresh, and it is going to reflect those changes. So again, you only have to embed that one time to your website for your burst submission forms. Okay. So now I want to go back and talk about reading reports, because you have a whole library of reading reports that are really well done that you can start using right away with your Bodygraph chart, with your Bodygraph system, to start selling reports or even offering them for free. So if you click on Visit Library right here, it'll bring you to all of the reading reports and lead magnets that we have available for you to access right away and start sharing and connecting to your embed code. And you can filter them by whether you want human design charts, or maybe you want astrology. And there's free ones that you can use, and then there's also some that you can purchase that go into a little bit more detail. Some of them are, we have a few different languages. Most of them are in English, but you can select your language right here and find the reports that are that are already translated to your language. There are also templates. If you want to install just a template, but you want to add your own language, this will just give you template or page holders. So you would have to change that context with your content in your voice. So I like to use, you can use whichever ones you want. I'm going to go back to English. I like to use the Midnight Dunes and this Stardust Blueprint that was just launched earlier this month. This is a really in-depth human design chart or human design report that includes all things human design. Like it's going to be a 62-page report once it pulls the dynamic content, and it's sharing everything, type, strategy, authority, profile, signature, not self, centers, gates, channels, energy dynamics. So what it means to have your root directly connected to your sacral or to have your spleen directly connected to your throat. It is a really, really well put together report, and I absolutely would not give that away for free. This report right here would be enough for you to start selling and paying for your subscription each month. Like one report could pay for your subscription each month. So to install it, you just select the report, what format you want, whether you want A4 or letter in the US, and then you just install it into your Bodygraph, and it'll immediately bring you into the report editor. And they give you a whole bunch of tips on how to set this report up for sale right away. And all of these are hidden, so when someone pulls their report, they're not going to be able to see it. But I recommend once you connect all of the dots to go ahead and delete those pages. Okay, and then you can also go in here and update the About Me page. So in my brand kit, I have uploaded a picture of myself. So I can just select this page, add my photo, and then put a picture of me here, change the language, put my own About Me in here. And then you'll want to navigate to the last page to change the call to action. So if you look over here on the left-hand side of the report tool, this is where you have all of your editing pieces. And if you've ever worked within Canva, this is going to feel very familiar to you. It has a lot of the same features of Canva. It's just a little bit different. And our report tool is meant to be language heavy, not graphic heavy. So if there are graphics that you want to use in this report that you've created in Canva, you can absolutely import them in through this uploads field right here. I just recommend, keeping the image files smaller, because if you get too heavy of an image content on your reports, it's going to slow down how quickly your reports populate, and it may stop them from populating altogether. So definitely you can use them. I would just use them sparingly, and I wouldn't create my pages in Canva and then import them as images into the Bodygraph tool. So there are templates here if you don't love this About Me page and you want to add a different one. There's all kinds of templates here. Say like you really love this design tool here and you want to be able to use this across all your reports. You can save it as a template, and then it'll show up in your templates fields right here. Like these are my templates. I've created my own next steps page so that I can just automatically add those into all of my reports. And we have a whole report walkthrough inside the Help Center. So let's connect some reports into our body graph. So I have put in this human design immersion report. That is my Stardust Blueprint report. The human design blueprint is the Midnight Dunes report that's inside the library. It's this Midnight Dunes right here. And then my human design foundation report that I've created that I'm making my free report. This is the Midnight Dunes report. I just deleted all the pages except for type and authority so that it can be a great free one to share. So this is the Stardust Blueprint. I have edited the About Me page with a photo of me. If you want to navigate, this is a 201 page report with all of the different pages. If you want to navigate them quickly, you can go down here to these 4 little boxes and see a grid view, and then scroll down to this last page, and then you can change this page to add, like, so that this becomes a hyperlink so that they can book with you right away, or maybe you offer 2 different types of readings. Maybe you want to include reports. As I mentioned, I have a template already created for next steps, so maybe I just want to add that page and put that in here. So this gives them their next steps with me, and then I could just delete these 2 pages. And now this is ready to be set up and connected to my embed code. So to set this up, I'm going to go over here to these 3 dots right here where it says Human Design Immersion Report, and I'm going to go into Settings. And this is anything that's in the settings is going to show up on your website. So the name of the report, this is going to be the name of the report in the report box that shows up on your website. This description is going to be the description that shows up here. So this description can only be 255 characters long. So you want to make sure that it's a little bit short. And then you can upload a thumbnail to connect to that so that there's like a little bit of an image that's in the box. And then you also select your language there. So if you're going to be translating this into another language, then you can select that language in this drop-down box. It won't necessarily translate it all, but it'll help make sure that any short codes that you use in the report are in your spoken language. Okay, so now we've edited how it's going to view on our website. Now we want to set it up for payment. So we're going to click on these 3 dots again, and we're going to set it up for payment. And so this is where you connect whatever payment app you've connected. So I'm connecting my Stripe demo. And then I'm going to attach a price to this report. It's a very in-depth report, so it's going to be like my high ticket report. Even this could be a little bit low price for that report. Like that could easily be sold for like $100 and $150. But you determine how much you want to sell that report for, and then you click update. Okay. And then this human design blueprint, this is the Midnight Dunes report that I've just lightly edited with by just changing the colors a little bit to match the brand. I added a different About Me page, but this is the full report that covers type, strategy, authority profile, defined and undefined centers. It does channels in short code. So this is one where if you're converting this chart into, or this report into another language, say Spanish, you want to make sure that you have when you've set it up for Spanish language. And then you also want to make sure that in your chart content, that inside the Spanish, all of the gate and channel areas have been converted into Spanish, into your spoken language. Okay. So we are editing this. Okay. So we're going to set this report up for sale. So I'm going to go back. And so now I'm going to take this human design blueprint. And again, I'm editing the settings, giving a description, So again, right here, if you're in another language, you want to make sure those short codes are in your language. And then I'm going to set up this foundation report too. And this one's going to be free, so I'm not going to attach a payment to it. So I've created these reports and now I'm ready to attach them to my embed code. I'm going to go back to Embed Chart. I'm going to go to my website. And now for my chart, I'm going to use the one that I have put in my own brand colors because I've taken the time to do that now. And I'm going to add those reading reports that I've selected. So I'm going to add my human design immersion report, my free foundation report, and my blueprint report. Okay. So now that I've connected all of those, if I go back to my website and I hit refresh, now it's going to show me my branded chart and it's going to show those reports for sale down below. And so if they click on buy now for the immersion report, then they're going to be taken to my payment app to pay for that. And if they're going to download just the free one, they just click download and they'll be, it'll immediately download to their computer. Ta-da. Okay, I see that Victoria has been answering all the questions in the chat, so I am going to just continue on, and I want to talk about some of the other great features that come with your Bodygraph report. I have a lot of tabs open here. So another great tool that you get with your business account is a website builder. And again, we have help on how to set this up. So if you don't already have a website created, but you're ready to start sharing human design, you want to start collecting those email addresses, you want to start helping to pay for your Bodygraph subscription by selling a couple of the reports that are already included in your account. Now you can set up this website to so that you can start sharing all of those pieces. So you can use Bodygraph will give you a free domain name, and this will be just some random text right here. You can change that by going up to Setup Site, and you can change anything that's in front of the dot. So it could be Nicole Hoover .bodygraph cc. You can just choose whatever you want here. You also have the ability to connect your own domain. And there is in-depth training on this inside the Help Center. That you can connect reports so that you can sell reports directly from your website. So I've connected those 3 reports that I've already showed you earlier into this website. And what's great about the Bodygraph website is that you can go into more in-depth information about the report. So here's a short little description about the quantum wellness report, but then you can add all of this additional information to really help people understand what they'll get with this report. And then you can also include some pages for them to be able to view or sample. You can add blog posts if you want to share information via blog, because you know what you put on the internet is there forever. So you could put a blog, start writing information about human design on a blog, and then 5 years later someone could find that article and be connected to your website and start working with you. So blogs can be really powerful. There's a template to choose from so that you don't have to start from scratch. You can just select the Bodygraph business website and begin editing your website. And so this one I've branded with my demo brand colors, and it's fully customizable. And there is, again, Victoria has put in the chat, there's full in-depth training on the report. And I think she's actually updating the report help center right now, or not the report help center, the website help center right now. So there will be more information soon to help you navigate all of this. But basically the Bodygraph website is built by stacking blocks on top of blocks. So you can, if you want to put like a placeholder here with an image and some text, maybe I don't want this block, so I'm going to delete that, but I do want something else that's down below here. So I just click this plus right here. And then you have all of these block templates that you can choose from. Maybe you want to add a call to action here, or maybe you want some frequently asked questions here, or um, uh, testimonials. There's a lot of options for what you want to for building the report. Just know that once you add something, like I'm going to add a placeholder here. So I'm going to add this placeholder here. And so you can't move this picture, like this picture is going to show up here. This text is going to show up here, but you can edit the length of the text, you know, and you can put spaces within there, so that you can add more text. If you want to maybe put a break in between the paragraphs, you can add like a horizontal line there. So there is some some customization, but we wanted to make this as simple as possible so that you could get it up and running quickly and start offering your services. So another great way that you can use this, say like you, I'm going to show you the reports side of it. So we're going to go to my demo website. And what's really cool about offering your reports here is that they can see all of the reports one by one, like a group of them. Like this is the frequency report, this is the human design report, this is the astrology report. You can click buy now and you'll be taken to a sales page for that report. So like this is the human design foundation report. They click see more, and then you can see more information about this report. You can view some of the pages because I've uploaded some images about what's on these pages. There's a little bit more in depth about how this report might be able to help you. And then you can enter in your birth details here. Sorry, I'm going too fast and now I'm throwing my mouse around. Okay. Oh no. I apologize. My mouse came apart. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So it's nothing like having a live call to I'm human. This is a 3-5 in action. Okay, here we go. Mouse is working again. So we'll just enter in a date here and a location. And then you just click add to cart. Okay, so now that's sitting in my cart. And now I'm going to go back and I'm really interested in this quantum wellness report. So I click see more here. There's that short little description about what this report is up here. And then I can look at some various pages of this report to see what kind of information I'm going to be receiving. And then you can give more like sales details about this report down further. And then, okay, I want to add this report too. So again, I'm going to give it my information. And then I'm going to add it to my cart. And maybe I want this for me, but I also want to give this as a gift for my friend. Then I can enter her information in here too. And then once I've added all of my, all the reports that I want to purchase, I can go to my cart and then I can pay for them all at once. So I'm going to enter in my name, my email address, any notes, and then I'm just going to click checkout, and it's going to take me to the checkout page. And then once I've finished paying for it, then I'm going to get an email that will have the links for me to be able to download these reports. It is important to know that these are only allowed for 14 or only available for 14 days. So I add a little disclaimer down here letting people know that I say 10 days just because I want to make sure that they have plenty of time to download this report before it's lost and gone forever. But what's really cool about the Bodygraph website is that you can add multiple things to your cart. You can add multiple reports to your cart and then pay for them all at once. instead of paying for them each individually. Whereas if I'm at my my create a chart and I want to buy this um, human design blueprint here, but I also want to buy it for my sister. I have to enter in my birth details, buy it once for me, then go up here, create a new chart, enter in the birth details for my sister, and then purchase it for her separately. So that is one benefit of the reports section of the Bodygraph website. Another thing that you can do, say like you have your own website already, but you want to be able to use just these reports, this reports section as kind of like a shop, so to speak. So you could like this is my website. So like I have reports set up individually on my website with different embed codes. So I have multiple embed codes that are selling just one particular report. But say like I want to have Bodygraph host all of my report sales, then I just go to my website builder, like my website's on Squarespace. So I go into Squarespace and I make this hyperlink my Bodygraph website hyperlink. So I'm gonna copy and paste this into this hyperlink. So they'll be at my main web page, but when they click on this reports link, they're going to be brought to my Bodygraph sales reports website where they can purchase their reports and pay for them with one payment method instead of individually. And then I can set up this home button inside Bodygraph to direct them back to my main website. So there's lots of potential for using the Bodygraph website, even if you already have your own website. It is a really great tool. Okay, I see that Victoria is still handling all the questions. I'm just gonna, um, there was a question about language. Um, the templates are available in a few languages, and you can translate them, but a majority of the reports are in English. Our Stardust Blueprint is only available in English. And all right, so let's continue moving on. Does anybody have any questions about websites right now that I might be able to address before we move on? This generator is having a hard time just talking. Like I like to have things to respond to. So if I'm going too fast, I apologize. Okay, so the next thing that I want to touch on are audio reports, because this can be a really powerful tool that you can use to share human design for maybe more audio people. Like it's like you can create a audio book of your human design. And if you go into Visit Library, there is a human design basic audio report that you can add to your account. Right now it's on sale for $4.99. It comes with all of the audio tracks already included, and you could set that up on your report on your website right away and start selling them as is. You could also start with the one that's been already created and then duplicate it and start uploading your own audio files. And again, we have information in our help center specifically on audio reports. But you can, again, the possibilities are endless with the audio reports. So this is like a demo audio report. I'm just going to kind of run quickly through these. So these white centers, these are like your chapters. These are your breaks when you go into the audio player. So it'll show you like your intro type, and then you could have, say, like I'm going to include in this, I'm going to also add strategy. So I will go to I'm going to add a new chapter, and I'm going to call this chapter authority. And I want this to show before the final word, so I'm just going to move it up here. And then now I get to upload my tracks. Now you have to create your audios on your computer and then upload them into Bodygraph. You cannot record them in Bodygraph and save them. So some great tools for that could be Audacity. If you're a Mac user, you could use GarageBand to record your audios. And there's a wealth of free resources out there. You could even use like the voice notes on your phone to record your audio tracks. But once you have created your track, then you just you're going to add a new track. So we're talking about authority here. So let's look for sacral authority. Oh, I don't have any uploaded, so I haven't put any audios into my demo account yet. So you would upload the track here, you would name it. So this is going to be sacral. And then you upload the audio track here. So you find wherever it's at on your computer, you upload it into the report tool, and then you link it to the property. So this is the sacral authority. I'm going to link it to authority and then sacral. So this is telling the audio player who is going to hear this particular track, and then you save it. I haven't uploaded an audio, so I'm not able to save it. But then this just plays out like an audiobook, and they'll get their demo, they'll learn a little bit about their energy type, their authority. You could do like mantras by type, and you could create like maybe a 2-minute meditation for connecting with sacral authority, or maybe helping people to connect back into their body and to get out of their mind. Maybe you want to create something based on specific type, or maybe for those who have defined heads and you want them to have a specific meditation that's different than those who don't have a defined head. The possibilities are endless. And then you can go into settings. So this is where you name the audio report. So this is just my demo audio. You write a short description here, how much you want to charge for it. This would be free. And then you can upload a thumbnail. And then the audio player, this is what people will see for like for paid audio reports. If they're on the web or on their phone, if they pay for the report, then they can immediately start streaming it from their device from this audio player. If it's a free report, then you have to download that file onto your computer or onto your phone. And this is fully customizable, just like the chart design. And there's a wealth of information on audio reports in our help center. So this is a highly underutilized tool, and I strongly encourage you to play around with these because yeah, this could be so much fun. Does anybody have any questions on audio reports? Okay. So we've talked about visuals, we've talked about language, we've talked about reading reports and audio reports and connecting everything to our embed code so that we can embed it on our website. We have talked about our website builder. Let's talk about generating charts. So if you click here to where it says generate charts, this is where you can create charts for clients. Maybe they're not coming to your website and you're working on someone one-on-one, and you're just meeting them. Like for my VA services, I allow people to give me their human design information before we have a discovery call so that I can learn a little bit about their human design. Because if we know a person's human design, then we know best how to communicate with them. I'm not going to be asking a projector yes or no questions. I'm going to be asking them more open-ended questions. So you can generate those charts right here. And you can categorize them by clients, by family, by friends. So we're just going to look at my human design chart. So it'll show you their design, the information that you've set up in your chart design, what you're allowing them to see. If you click on more actions over here, and so this is for those of you that just have personal Bodygraph accounts, this is what you have access to. You can click on more actions over here and you can export that to a PDF. You can save it as a screenshot. You can change what folder they're in. So maybe I don't want them in family anymore. I want them to go to friends. So then I can move them to that folder. You can change which chart is being shown. So maybe I'm going to show Karen Curry Parker's chart instead. You can change the language. Let's see here. You can, decide whether you're going to hide the personal details or show the personal details. You can hide the chart properties and just show the chart. So maybe if you're doing a live reading with someone, or maybe you're teaching a class and you just want to share a person's human design information, but you don't want to share their personal information, you can edit that here. And then if you click on this report section, any reports that you have added into your Bodygraph account, you can access here and then download them immediately. So say like I want to download my human design immersion report for my sister Emily. Then I can just click download, save it to my computer, and then I can email it to her. Or say like you are doing a human design reading with someone and they get a free one of your reports free included with the reading, then you can download that report here without having to go to your website and enter in their birth details, or going into the report form and previewing a PDF with their human design details. So that's a pretty cool feature here. You can also look at the astrology chart here. You can look at the relationship charts. You can add a second person and look at the relationship chart. You can look at cycle charts. So if you're getting ready to go through your Chiron return, then you can look at what your Chiron return chart is going to look like, or maybe you're helping a client through a Chiron return. You can see what their Chiron chart looks like. So that is a really great tool. Someone had a quick question about audio reports, and they were wondering if you add audio, are you able to still leverage the same voice in all the sections? In other words, can you alter your recorded audio to match the system? And no, you cannot edit the tracks themselves at the audio report tool. All of the tracks must be recorded and edited with the external tools and then uploaded into the audio report tool. Okay. So yeah, this chart generator can be great for like live classes, and if you want to share, their human design chart while you're talking about it, you can hide all their personal details. So if the call is being recorded and other people are present, you're not sharing that person's personal details. You can also go into Chart Builder and you can customize a human design chart. Maybe you're creating slides and you want to have specific information shown. If you go over to settings, then you can decide which chart you want to show. And then as you click, you can decide whether you want that personality or design changed. It looks like I'm going to go to this one. Okay. So you can change the centers, whether they're defined consciously or unconsciously. You can select what gates and channels they are and whether they're consciously or unconsciously defined, or maybe they're both. And you can just, fully edit this and then share it in, you can export it as a PNG and upload it into Canva. You can embed this on your website so people can play around with generating their own charts. I mean, there's a lot of potential with this. This is also something I personally haven't played around with much because I didn't know that we could actually embed it into our website and allow other people to play around with the chart presenter. But yeah, there's all kinds of fun stuff with that. Now, I want to talk about statistics real quick. Part of the reason why we encourage you to export emails, export your contact information into an email platform is one, you're able to tag people with their human design information. So you can tag them with their type, their strategy, their authority, their profile, their incarnation cross, so that you can market to people based on their specific human design attributes. But you can also, market to your warm market. But Bodygraph only stores this information for 90 days. And after 90 days, it gets removed from the system and it's lost and gone forever. But you can view in your statistics, you can see who is downloading your chart. So if you go into statistics and you click on view all, then you can see who has been downloading their human design chart when. And if you click on it, then you can actually view what their human design is, which is kind of neat. And you can also see, I haven't sold anything with this account, so I can't show you any of the sales, like what's sold and what days and for how much, but there's a lot of statistic information in here that you can track as well. Your sold information, that type of stuff you'll want to export out because that's not included in the newsletter integration. So two other pieces that come free with your Bodygraph account that are really beneficial is our Business Mastery Hub. So you can access the Business Mastery Hub from within your Bodygraph account, and this is for all business members. And in here, there is a wealth of information. Any of the classes that we've had, you can access through the Business Mastery Hub. Maybe you're working on marketing your business now and you want a little bit of help with marketing. There's some videos on how to grow your audience, how to grow with audio reports, how to build your audience. There's all kinds of information in here. Maybe you're wanting to learn a little bit more about human design. So here we've got a great class on how to overcome fear in your business and where fear manifests based on your own human design. Maybe you want to learn about your energy centers and how they might distract you, or what their power, like their superpowers are, or what their benefits are, what their high attributes are. Maybe you want to connect with your authority more. There's all kinds of resources in here, and it's constantly growing. Each month we're having more classes and adding more information into this Business Mastery Hub, so it will only get better with time. And you can search the library by keyword. You can pick your favorite instructors and see what your favorite instructors have and what they're offering. Say like there's one that you really enjoyed and you want to be able to go back to it, like maybe this fear one. You can add it to your list, and then you can just view your list right here. Or maybe there's some that you want to watch that you don't have time for. It sounds interesting. You can add it to your list to watch later. So there's a wealth of information in there. And then another tool that you get with your Bodygraph account is a GoHighLevel account. And this is free with your subscription. It is a sub account of Bodygraph. And there are some features within it that will include a small fee. I know one of them that's mentioned a lot is emails. If you want to set up email journeys and send emails from within this customer relationship management software, you might have to deposit like $10. I think $10 is the minimum deposit. The cost per email is cents per email. So that $10 could last you like 6 months, where my ConvertKit membership costs me $20 a month. So I could send way more emails through GoHighLevel than I could through my ConvertKit and spend less money. So I haven't played around with GoHighLevel a lot. I know that in our help center, we have some information on how to connect it to your Bodygraph so that you can start sending your contacts in here. So this is an area where you can add all of your contacts into like, sorry, I'm talking too fast and I'm getting ahead of myself. If you connect the native GoHighLevel to your embed code, then you can start pulling across information. So I have it selected to tag type, strategy, authority, profile, definition, incarnation cross, um, not self, signature, and where they came from. So then it will tag them with this information, and then I can mark it just to manifesting generators, or I can mark it to just those with emotional authority. And there's GoHighLevel themselves have a lot of help on their website. And in our help center, we have a link to connect you to GoHighLevel's help. YouTube has a wealth of information on GHL. And then also, if you click on this launch pad right here, it'll kind of walk you through steps on how to set up the account. But there's all kinds of things that GHL can do. You can set up your calendar so that you can accept appointments through here. So like if you go to calendar settings, and I'm going to charge for my readings through here. So I'm going to set up a calendar for my human design readings that are 90 minutes. Oh, shoot. So I'm going to edit this, and you can put your logo in here. You can give a description of what this calendar is about. Here is the custom URL for that. You can set up your availability and how long before the meetings you want and how long after the meetings you want, how much advance notice you need in order for them to schedule this appointment. You can connect forms so that you can gather like birth details about them before, so you can pull their chart before the meeting. You can set up like the emails that they receive. You can set it up so that they have to pay you for that upfront. I don't have any payments connected to GHL right now, so I can't demonstrate that for you. But then on your website under readings, you can connect, you just add a hyperlink to your website right here. You click book an appointment, and then they're brought to that calendar. They can select the time and then continue on to all the forms and stuff that you have set up. Let's see here. You can also, in the marketing, this is where you can set up your emails, and you can connect your email account to it. You can create an email campaign. You can set up like automations, and like if they pull their free human design chart, then this is what I'm going to send them. And then 3 days later, I'm going to send them another email. And then 3 days later, I'm going to send another email. You can set up those automations within GHL. Yeah, but there is a whole wealth of resources right here for free. So if you're just starting out and you don't want to pay another subscription for a newsletter app or a calendar app, then you can set all that up right here in GHL. Okay, I think that has covered all parts of Bodygraph. Does anybody have any questions? All right, well, it doesn't look, oh, there might be a question coming through. I'm just going to wait here for a moment. All right, well, again, I want to reiterate that Bodygraph has phenomenal support. And inside the Help Center, there is a wealth of information to help guide you through setting everything up. We have a whole getting started plan that'll take you through step by step how to set up your Bodygraph account. If there's something specific that you're looking for, like maybe you want to put GoDaddy on your account, then you can just type GoDaddy and then it'll give you information on connecting to GoDaddy. Also, if you have questions, you can click on this. I've addressed this already, but I want to reiterate it again. If you click on this little chat bubble down here, you'll be taken to Bodygraph chat support. Chat support is available only during the weekdays, Monday through Friday. We are extending the hours so that you'll see more availability within the chat field. You can also email support@bodygraph.com. And that email address is always viewed by a real person, not AI. And they're really good about responding to your questions and helping you through any roadblocks that might come up or any questions you might have. And they will email you a response, and oftentimes they'll include a Loom video that will walk you through the steps on how to overcome whatever roadblock you may be facing. I saw in here there's a question about how much the yearly subscription plan is, and it's different based on what country you're in. So if you go up to your name in your account and you click on manage subscription, then you can see how much that is in there. Okay. All right. Well, that is everything that I have for you today. I thank you all so much for joining me for this Bodygraph demo, and I hope that you are leaving feeling a little less overwhelmed and feeling like you are able to navigate the Bodygraph site on your own. And I just want you to know that we are here to help and support you if any questions come up along the way. So thank you all very much, and we'll see you later.